the first comedian. Yeah, I like the sexy woos. That's very nice. Let's give a little bit of a sexy woo here. Get a little bit of that hip motion going on. Woo! I could do that all night, and I might. But let's give it up. Everybody, start putting your hands together. Start giving some applause. Start giving some cheers. Everybody, please give up for the first comedian of the night, Sean FitzGerald.
How's it going, everybody? Great. Nice. Oh, wow, that's a great reaction. Thank you. I don't usually get that. Great already. So, wow, bigger crowd than normal. How many people here to see Sushant? That guy was big crowd. How many people are here to see me? Fuck off, you're lying. But yeah, my name is Sean FitzGerald. I'm from Ireland, which might be given away by the name and accent. But what isn't given away is that I was actually born and raised in Germany. Oh, cheers to that. Okay, Russia are the bad guys now. Anyways. So I know what most of you are thinking about. 40% of the room are thinking this guy must be pretty drunk. Other 40% are thinking, yeah, I don't think in racial stereotypes. And the last 40% are thinking, drunk or not, this guy has no fucking idea how to present it. And I do have a beer right here. Thanks for the A. Just having the beer is good enough. But yeah, just to add to the mix, I actually have an American wife, which leads to some interesting dynamics. You know, you got the German, the Irish, the American, and living together it has led to some interesting, you know, picking up each other's accents. You know, she says things like, "Grand, how's it going? Gone pinting." I picked up some Americanisms as well, like, you know, I say herb or oregano. Or if you didn't want to be shot, you should have complied with the officer. But, you know, having that dynamic at home is interesting because there is the whole German-Irish thing. You know, the German half of me wants to do everything absolutely perfectly and correctly and to the T. But the Irish part of me is like, yes, but we can do it tomorrow. And then I moved to a country like Belgium, where nothing gets done right. Good fucking luck getting it done by tomorrow. Not a big fan of Belgium, that's okay. No one's done. But growing up was interesting, you know, coming from Germany, German education system. I moved to Ireland when I was 7, and came into the Irish school system, a little bit different. And you know, the teachers were like, oh wow, this kid's pretty advanced. Had a parent-teacher meeting with my parents, 7 years of age. They're like, this kid reads at the same level as a 15-year-old. My parents are like, oh wow, you know, is he a genius? Is he a prodigy? And the teacher's like, oh, you know, don't put too much pressure on him because, you know, when you label your kid as a genius or a prodigy, there are 2 options for that child to grow up. 1, scientist. 2, disappointment. And nobody introduced me as Dr. Sean. Because reading at a 15-year-old level when you're 7 is super impressive. Reading at a 15-year-old level when you're 38, yeah, that's when your parents are like, maybe we jump the gun on this one. You know, maybe we slow it down a bit. And yeah, it's interesting to come from that background because I actually recently had a son. Thank you very much. I say recently, he's 8. But if I say I have an 8-year-old, you guys don't applaud. Which is interesting because, you know, raising a baby and making a baby are 2 very different things. When you look up online videos on how to make a baby, you're going to get a lot of results. You make... He just got it. Yeah, it's porn. I watched a lot of porn. Not so many videos on how to raise a baby. You know, if you look up mothers in loving families teaching a kid to ride a bike, you don't want a MILF riding a bike. It's not a good lesson. You're just gonna make me laugh. I feel like I should be paying you. I completely knocked me off my set. So anyway, sorry, yes, you've knocked me off my set, because, you know, comedy is hard. You know, being a comedian, for me, as someone who's just started, I do love it, it's great fun. And I thought for ages, you know, the peak of comedy is doing something like the Laughter Festival in Canada, Live for Laughs or whatever it's called, I can't remember the name. But unfortunately, this dickhead fucking Vladimir Zelensky has come out recently and set a new standard for comedians. Yeah. You know, a few weeks ago we saw one comedian stepping up to the plate and saying, you know what, I'm going to help this actor train for Ali 2. That was nice of him, but now if you want to be a successful comedian, you have to take down a fucking world dictator who has a height complex. And I don't think I'm up for that. So I've set a new standard. I don't think I'm going to make the Canadian Comedy Festival. For me, I just want to get to the point where I walk into a bar and somebody walks up to me and they go, holy shit, you're Sean FitzGerald. I'm like, yeah, yes I am. Like, let me buy you a beer. I'm like, holy shit, that would be awesome. Thank you so much. I'm from Ireland. You don't need to say, let me buy you a beer. Alright? I'm from Ireland. Just buy me a beer, okay? Like, when it comes to buying me a beer, I'm like a 22-year-old rich white guy in American college. Consent is not a consideration. I like a mixed reaction to that. So, I'm going to leave you with this. I have like I said, I have an American wife. And Americans can be scary. You know, Americans have established themselves for a long time as being very comfortable with kids being shot. So, as a husband, that's something you need to be aware of. But last week she went on a business trip while I had a friend over from Ireland. So the business trip was in Ghent, not too far away, not too flashy. And my friend arrived and we went out drinking. And my wife had taken my car to Ghent and he said, how long did it take to get there? Because, you know, Irish people, that's what we talk about. How far are the roads? And I said, you know, it took her about, I didn't know, but I said, it took her about an hour and a half. And he went, there's no way to fucking do an hour and a half. I said, Ricky, you've never been in Belgium. You don't know where Ghent is. But you're telling me it's not going to take an hour and a half? And this is the confidence that Irish people would argue with. They say, no, but you do it in half an hour. I said, do it in half an hour. Like 50 minutes minimum. He said, no, like fucking 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Like, Ricky, did you fucking work for NASA or something? Like, you know, how are we going to get to the moon? I don't know, like day and a half. Fucking Honda Civic straight up, no matter. I said, no, look, it's minimum 50 minutes. And he said, no, you could do it in 20 at a push. And as you can see, both of us were clearly drinking because neither of us could remember what time we'd established. And I said to him, I was like, you know what? I have the perfect way to settle this. Absolutely perfect way. I took out my phone, I was like, I'm going to text my wife, we're going to sort this right now. He said, okay, text your wife, fucking sort it. I was like, alright, cool. I was like, alright. Hey babe, want some cuddles? Wife's not home. Apparently you can do the drive in 15 minutes. That's my time, guys. Thank you very much.
Everybody give it up for Sean.